Hello Nidorinas and Nidorinos, and welcome to Virbank City, where today the Virbank Venom are going to be hosting the Santalune Swarm, and the Swarm are going to start out huge today with Vikavolt and Volcarona being their first drafted Pokemon onto their side, whereas Tentacruel and Toxtricity in its low-key form are going to start out for the Virbank Venom. Now let us know who you think is going to win today. Are the Virbank Venom going to work their way back up into the top 4, or are the Santalune Swarm going to get from 9th into the top 8? Let us know in the comments below. But we're going to get a Slash Shock from Volcarona. This is going to be super effective to start off this matchup. And a huge hit on the Toxtricity, who just holds on. I cannot believe it's still hanging in there. Wow. Very strong start there by Volcarona. So we get a clear Smog coming from Tentacruel in response. It goes for Vikavolt with that hit. A very good hit there onto Vikavolt. Now Toxtricity is going to go for its first move of the matchup. And it's going to go with a Shell Sidearm, so it's going to get that stab boost. Looks like it's going to respond to Volcarona. Very good hit there onto the Fire Bug type. But Volcarona's Flame Body ability is going to inflict onto Toxtricity. So Toxtricity, you know, is going to get eliminated because it's going to take that burn damage. Vikavolt could do it here, but instead it's going to go for an Amnesia and boost its defenses. But Toxtricity, wow. Good response by it, but sadly that burn damage is going to take Toxtricity out after the first turn. Unbelievable. So Toxtricity is now eliminated. So the Virbank Venom are already down one Pokemon, as Drapion now comes out to join Tentacruel. Now Tentacruel is water poison type. Drapion is a dark poison type. It is not a bug type, although it looks like it. It is definitely not a bug type, so it cannot be a member of the Santalune Swarm. We get a Calm Mind though, coming from Tentacruel. Tentacruel and Volcarona both having the same base speed, so they will be fighting over that first move of the turn. Volcarona is going to go with a Cross Poison onto the poison types. Targets Tentacruel there, very minimal damage. Drapion now going for its first move of the matchup. And it's going to go with a Quiver Dance. So we see Drapion there boosting its special attack and special defense as well as its speed. See if it can get in ahead of Volcarona. Vikavolt's going to go with a Cotton Guard. So Vikavolt not going for the offensive moves yet. Needs to capitalize on its special attack stat. Now as always, this is a 6-on-6 Metronome battle, and if we hit that 20-minute time limit, we will go into single battle overtime. And we know the Santalune Swarm have gone into overtime before, so we'll see if they can, how they go if we get to that point again. But as always, it's always better to win a matchup in regulation time, get the full 4 points for the victory. Tentacruel goes with a Gust. This will be super effective on Volcarona, and Volcarona is now the one hanging in there, similar to how Toxtricity held in earlier. Volcarona is going to go with a Round in response. Targets Tentacruel with that move, doing very minimal damage to Tentacruel again, but Vikavolt flinches, so Vikavolt doesn't get off a move this turn. Drapion is the quickest Pokemon on the field. That speed boost doing wonders for it as it goes for a lunge. And it's going to go for Volcarona, so you know it's going to be finished off. So Volcarona has been taken down with that not very effective move, but it's left Drapion with the burn, so that Flame Body comes into effect twice in this matchup. Volcarona goes back to the party. Tentacruel could capitalize solely target on Vikavolt here. It goes with the Magic Room though. That Magic Room is going to cause all the held items to lose their effect, and everybody, as always in the Elite Challenge League, is holding onto a Leopard Berry. Get a Draining Kiss coming from Vikavolt, and it's going to go for Drapion there. Would have been not very effective, but gets a little more done thanks to that Dark typing that Drapion has. Drapion takes damage from that burn as we're going to have the third Pokemon for the Santalune Swarm come out. And it's Shuckle. Shuckle with its massive defenses of 230 defense and special defense. This is not an offensive Pokemon. It is there to hold on and take hits. Drapion goes with the Power Swap. Targeting Vikavolt there. So their attack and special attacks do get switched. Tentacruel is going to go with the Darkest Lariat. Also going for Vikavolt. Vikavolt's taking a number of hits. It's still in the green. But Vikavolt, it doesn't matter now. It's going for a final gambit. It's taken itself out of the battle. Tries to take Tentacruel down with it, but it only gets Tentacruel down into the yellow. Vikavolt has given up its position in this matchup. There's Shuckle at the moment. It's all on the field by itself, and it's going to go with a Play Rough. Targeting Drapion with that move. Drapion's also going to take more damage from that burn. So the Virbank Venom have taken the lead thanks to Vikavolt giving up its position in the matchup. And we have Scyther now coming out for the Santalune Swarm. Scyther's been performing very well recently in the Elite Challenge League. See if it can maintain that momentum today. Drapion's still the quickest on the field thanks to that speed boost. And it's going to go with a Forest Curse. Add that Grass type in there to Scyther. Scyther's going to have its chance to respond here. It goes with the smoke screen. So it's going to lower the accuracy of Tentacruel. See if Tentacruel can avoid that accuracy being lowered. Goes with the Rock Breaker, but Shuckle does avoid that attack, so that smoke screen does come in handy. Shuckle now goes with a Dragon Rush. It's going to connect too with that low accuracy move. On to Drapion, taking it down into the yellow. As Drapion continues to take damage from that burn. Now, the Virbank Venom are sitting 6th. They've recently dropped out of the top 4. But they did win last week, so they're trying to work their way back into it. They want to try and secure a solid position as we get closer to the trials. Those championship trials do inch closer. That Sludge Wave from Drapion hits everyone on the field. Super effective on Scyther. Actually takes Tentacruel down into the red. Scyther's going to go with a Bubble Beam. And it goes for Tentacruel, who is a water type, so we know this move won't be very effective and it will not get the job done. Taking very minimal health there from Tentacruel. Tentacruel responds with the triple axle. Gets the first hit on Scyther, and Scyther's taken down with just one hit from the triple axle. Super effective move. So that's 3 Pokemon down for the Santalune Swarm. We've only had 1 elimination from the Virbank Venom. Shuckle now going for an Earthquake. So this is going to hit both Tentacruel and Drapion. And it'll finish Tentacruel off. It takes Drapion down into the red, but that super effective critical hit takes Tentacruel down. That's really well done there by Shuckle. And again, that burn damage onto Drapion. Drapion may not see the end of this upcoming turn, as we have Center Scorch now coming out for the Santalune Swarm. And it's Nidoqueen coming out for the Virbank Venom. Nidoqueen is a very lovely Pokemon, as we all know. And the Santalune Swarm are on a 3-game winning streak. They're not winning this match so far at the moment, but if they win this, they are definitely going to climb into the top 8, which is a huge moment if they can do that. They have slipped out of this top 8 very early on in the season as we get an Ice Punch from Nidoqueen to Shuckle. Gets a critical hit. Shuckle's still in the green. Again, those defenses being very useful. Center Scorch goes with a Dragon Breath. Targets Nidoqueen with that move. Nidoqueen stands rather strong still after that move. Shuckle now. It's going to go with the Fake Tears. Now, Shuckle only has a speed stat of 5, so always expect that to go last on the field. As it lowers Drapion's special defense. Drapion again takes that burn damage, but it's hanging on. Drapion will not make it past the next turn. That is a guarantee. But whether or not it will be from the burn or damage from the Santalune Swarm, we'll find out. But again, Santalune Swarm, if they win their 4th game in the row, we will see them climbing to the top 8 for the first time since very early on in the season. And they were at one stage sitting 4th on the ladder. Now, Shuckle's been hit with that Poison Powder from Drapion. So Shuckle's going to be taking damage from that in between turns. Similar to Drapion's burn. So we get a Guard Split coming from Nidoqueen. Targeting Shuckle there. So it shares its guard with Shuckle. Center Scorch now. Goes with the Morning Sun, but its health's already at 100%. Now Shuckle goes with the Power Trip. Targeting Nidoqueen there, so it's just going to let the burn damage finish Drapion off as Shuckle takes damage from that poisoning, which takes it down into the yellow, and Drapion is eliminated thanks to that burn. So we're actually all level in this matchup now. Santalune Swarm doing very well to get those 2 eliminations. As Roserade comes out for the Virbank Venom. I've seen Roserade get some heavy hits in early in this season. See if it can continue that today. It is going to be the quickest on the field. And it's going to go with a Rock Throw. So it's going to target Center Scorch. And it's a 1-hit wonder. Center Scorch has been eliminated. And those are those heavy hits that Roserade can produce. Unbelievable elimination there. Comes straight onto the field and gets a huge elimination as we go with Nidoqueen using its Frost Breath onto Shuckle here. Now Shuckle gets taken down into the red with that critical hit, and it is poison. We'll see if it can actually last the end of this turn. Shuckle's going to respond with an Ice move of its own, going with an Ice Punch on Nidoqueen. It is super effective on Nidoqueen, but Shuckle just does not have that offensive capability. And Shuckle's hanging in there, but it will not make it past this next turn without poisoning. Yeah. Heracross now comes out as the final Pokemon for the Santalune Swarm. Heracross needs to make an impact in this matchup. If we can get a fighting move onto Nidoqueen, take advantage of that ground typing. Spit Up now will fail from Roserade, and Heracross is going to go for its first move of the matchup. And it's going to go with an Aura Sphere, speaking of fighting moves, and it will target Nidoqueen. And it's not very effective. I apologise getting my type matchups confused, but we're going to get a Flare Blitz in response by Nidoqueen. And it will target Heracross, and that's a one-hit wonder. Nidoqueen has taken down Heracross, which means you know that Shuckle is poisoned. Nidoqueen gets the recoil damage from the Flare Blitz, but Shuckle is about to get eliminated thanks to that poisoning from Drapion earlier on. Shuckle goes with the Imprison, but that doesn't matter. It's not going for an offensive move, and Shuckle is going to be eliminated, which means the Virbank Venom have won this matchup. A huge victory for the Virbank Venom over the Santalune Swarm, and in the Santalune Swarm's 3-game win streak. Those status conditions having a big impact in this matchup, but the Virbank Venom come out with a huge win over the Swarm, and they're going to want to look to do that again next week when they host the 4-Tree Flyers here again in Virbank City. It's a fantastic performance by them to get their 8th win of the season. Sadly, that final Gambit from Vikavolt was a huge game changer in this matchup. That is not what the Santalune Swarm needed. Now, Shuckle held on for a while and was able to eliminate Tentacruel with this Earthquake, which was very impressive. I'll give it up to Shuckle. His low offenses did very well there. But unfortunately, the Santalune Swarm did lose today. Next week, they're going to want to look to turn that around. But they have a big task next week when they host the Malleus Draconids in Santalune City. So that'll be a huge matchup for the Santalune Swarm. I'll be very impressed if they can come away with a victory next week. But those 2 one-hit wonders in a row by Roserade and Nidoqueen, very impressive by them to take down Santa Scorch and Heracross respectively. And that final poisoning taking out Shuckle, unbelievable. But Nidorinos, thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments below who you thought was the best on field today. And if you enjoyed what you saw, leave a like, share, subscribe, but more importantly, always remember, you are awesome, and I will speak to you next time.